We are continuing our coverage now of Tropical Storm Helene, and if you live in Forest Acres, there are some serious concerns once again for us to tell you about. Joining us live once again on the phone is Lindsay Baker, Communications Director for Forest Acres. Lindsay, are you there?
I am. It has been a very busy morning, Friendy. We've had more trees come down since I last spoke to you about an hour ago.
Speaking about those trees, Lindsay, what is the area specifically that we're looking at here?
Okay, so we have reports of a tree on a home on Juarez Court that is off of Atascadero. That is along the 8-mile branch that flooded last night. I'm still trying to find out if there was anyone inside that home when the trees came down. The tree fell sometime around 8:30 here this morning. We had another call for a rescue. A woman was out driving and 2 trees trapped her in on Spring Lake. And Friendy, honestly, we have multiple roads that have multiple trees down. We have Clemson is impassable by the college streets.
Wow.
It's got 2 trees down. We've got Hillside has 3 trees down. I have 2 trees on Spring Lake. I have 2 trees on Ivy Hall. I've got 2 trees on Rock Bridge. Lakeshore is impassable. We do not want anyone on Lakeshore. Barn Spring. Honestly, I was trying to even keep count between FAPD and what's coming in on social media. We have well over 30 trees down.
And Lindsay, right now we're actually taking a live look here at some, I believe it's City Cruise, and we see someone that's trying to move some debris from the road right now. Our Kiana Jordan is there. We'll get to her in just a moment. But Lindsay, as you're talking about this, we're actually looking at the pictures for ourselves, and we're seeing how these roads are blocked.
They are, and honestly, I'm out right now, and there's far too many people on the roads right now for this to be safe. And Police Chief Robinson is begging people to stay home because with trees come down power lines, and there is no power right now on Forest Drive, Trenham Road, the artery of Forest Acres, the 2 big arteries. There is no power at that intersection, and we don't even have an officer able to stand there and man that because we're out trying to safely remove these trees and power lines for the roads to keep citizens' lives safe. So you're coming down Forest Drive, and there's no lights working. North Trenham, there's no lights working. You can't even get to 77 right now. Both of our bridges are blocked. So we just really, really, really need people to listen to you all and the meteorologists and listen to our police department. We're telling you, you need to be home right now in Forest Acres.
And if you're just joining us, ladies and gentlemen, we have on the phone Lindsay Baker, Communications Director for Forest Acres. We have been talking about Forest Acres for quite some time here this morning. We know there are other areas that have concern, but Lindsay, for the final question here, what about for some people who may feel that they want to get to a family member or an elderly family member?
That's a good question. I would tell them to call our non-emergent FAPD line, which we have posted online for everyone.
Okay.
I just got a message here that someone is trapped in their neighborhood in Old Park.
And where's that?
Old Park is going to be off Willingham near Creek Vista. It's actually my neighborhood. I just left there, so I was able to, so that tree must have just come down. So that's going to be Creek Vista by Willingham, which it's near Academy and Daniel and Sylvan, where we already have trees down on all 3 of those roads.
Wow! Oh my goodness!
Yeah, so we need people to stay home if you're trying to get to a family member. I would urge you to call the FAPD non-emergent line to even see if it's safe. But honestly, your family member needs to be checking with police. We need you to be staying home. We need to be able to get to these people safely, and we don't need to add more hazards to our path right now.
Lindsay Baker with the City of Forest Acres. Please stay safe yourself, my friend. Thank you so much, and we'll hear from you shortly again, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, and we do have our Kiana Jordan, who is at Forest Acres. She was showing us a live picture just a few minutes ago. Okay, there she is. Kiana, we just got off the phone with Lindsay. More trees have fallen in that area. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Friendy, that's right. I'm actually here off of Seat Court in the Forest Acres area, and more trees are still falling. So this means that it's still not safe for people to be out, but you also want to be cautious if you're in the house. Now, here on Seat Drive, I'm actually going to bring to you what neighbors say was kind of an emotional morning for them. I just talked to one of the neighbors, and you can see this machine here picking up trees out of the way, but it was a large tree that fell through a neighbor's home on Seat Court here in the Forest Acres area and pinned him down. They're telling me how they had to rescue him and others from that house this morning. So everyone on this road here is just very emotional. But this has been the case since I've been out here this morning. 2 other trees have fallen. We brought to you footage of 2 large trees blocking off the roadway off of Sylvan Drive and Daniel Drive, and even many parts of North Trentham Road. So there is nowhere that you can drive in the Forest Acres area right now and not run into a road blockage or some type of damage that's blocking people from moving around. Again, you can see this truck. He's moving trees out of the way. And if you continue to stay with us on social media, on our website at WACH.com, our Twitter, our Facebook, you'll see just how catastrophic these hurricane force winds were to this Forest Acres area. I mean, there's power outages all over the place, but more detrimental was this tree that fell in this man's home and pinned him down, and he had to be rescued by his neighbors. Thankfully, this is the only person we know that may have been injured, but I haven't talked to that person yet, so we don't have that information just yet on how he's doing. But we will continue to keep you updated on air and online at WACH.com with more storm coverage. Back to you, Friendy.
All right, Kiana Jordan, thank you so much for that. And we're hearing, just like Lindsay Baker talked about, a rescue that took place, and Kiana alluded to that one. And of course, she's at the scene, and she's going to work tomorrow to get information for us. But right now, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Taylor Canoes. Taylor.
Well, Friendy, again, it's the wind that's our lingering impact at this point. Taking a look out on the roadways, pretty quiet on the interstates, which is what we want to see. Hopefully you heed the warnings and make sure you're kind of just hunkering down inside for the next few hours. Our sky cam, that camera's bouncing around in the wind. Still, we have gusts up to 49 miles per hour, sustained winds at 33 miles per hour. Temperatures in the low 80s this morning with some lingering light rain. Unfortunately, many of our weather stations have lost power, so we don't have a ton of reporting stations at the moment, but we do have 51 mile per hour wind gusts right now in Orangeburg, lighter gusts farther to the east. The eastern part of the Midlands was the area that we were dealing with several tornado warnings overnight and earlier this morning. That tornado threat, thankfully, is over for us locally. Tropical Storm Helene is making its way really right through upstate South Carolina right now. The worst of the storm is clearing out of the state, thankfully, but we still do certainly have lingering impacts across the state of South Carolina. 2 active tornado warnings in the PD area. That's going to push into North Carolina here pretty soon, but this particular band is what we've been watching throughout the night and continue to watch for possible tornadoes to develop in those kind of individual cells you see within that broken line of showers and storms. Dry air is finally wrapping around this system and making its way into the Midlands, so we really don't have anything more than some light rain at this point, and that's going to wrap up here very soon. So our main concern moving forward is just getting rid of this lingering wind. With the very wet soil we have, the wind we are seeing at this moment and will continue to see through the 10 o'clock hour will be strong enough to knock down more trees. We've already heard that is happening throughout this morning, the past couple of hours. It won't be until this afternoon that I would feel more comfortable for you all to head outside and start cleaning up and maybe running some errands that you've been holding off. Again, the wind starts to calm down at that point and gets even calmer later on this evening. The weekend forecast looking quiet as well if you want to wait until tomorrow to start the cleanup. Wouldn't blame you one bit. High temperatures in the mid-80s throughout the weekend, dry weather this weekend as well, and most importantly, Helene calms down, clears out, much calmer wind expected for us here in the Midlands through this upcoming weekend. All right, that's all for us for now here on Watch Fox. We will keep you updated throughout the day here on Watch Fox and on our social media platforms.